All right, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back. Sorry for the long time frame in between, not only sessions but just streams in general. It's pretty busy being an adult, working full time, having a family to take care of and stuff like that. So I can only imagine how hard it's gonna be once I start actually having like kids and shit. But we ended up going to my hometown, Nashville, for about a week and a half. So that's why I've been gone. But we're back. And today is D&D day. So the party is going to be essentially heading back to the Dwarven encampment. They should be getting there fairly simply. I've got a nice little skill challenge for them against a creature called the Basil Geese. So essentially, it's gonna be a pretty difficult challenge, skill challenge that is. And the way I'm gonna run it is the characters are gonna have to get. I think I'm gonna just do 5. I'll do 5 successes before they get 3 failures. If they don't make it, they're gonna have to fight this thing. And this is a ugly creature, and I'm low key. I want to play it. I want to be able to use it because the Basil Geese, if you've played Monster Hunter, you know this sucker is annoying. So it should be pretty fun. But that's gonna be like the most that's gonna be the biggest part of the session. Other than that, should be lots of role play, but we'll see. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive into recap.
I was like sleeping in the room with him, and he was like struggling. I was like, dude, this feels like warm. This man's over here cold. Like, what? Why are you cold?
Hold on, you were sleeping with a dude?
Yeah, and there were.
That's exactly what he said.
That's all.
What the hell?
Nothing wrong with it, dude. Like, I'm happy for you.
Platonic cuddling. Come on.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Like sometimes you just want to cuddle with your bro, I guess, right?
With your best boy. With
yeah,
your best man,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't cuddle with your best guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't happen though. So...
It did, but you wanted it
Deny
to.
it all you want, Kevin. Deny it all you want.
Yeah, you wanted it to, and that's fine.
Spooning, y'all didn't do none of that.
Damn it. God damn it. But yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I miss living so close to the water. Like, yes, it does technically make Washington more humid, but it's really fun because there's a lot of really cool lakes and everything around.
Jellyfish, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty litty. Everybody, wasn't a single person that was like anywhere near my height though. Everybody was like below my navel.
Okay, well, in their defense, Kevin, there's not a lot of people that are near your
Brady,
height.
whenever you want to start the campaign, go ahead, man.
Oh.
This is your show.
He's done. He's done with you.
God damn it.
That's hilarious.
Gerald.
Okay. Anyway, where did we? So last we left off, you guys were finishing up talking with Rixa, who is, from what he told you guys, mainly Lloyd. He is one of the former Elder 3, formerly the Elder 4, of Jeffrey's little clan, cult, whatever you want to call it. But some things went sideways with Rixa and the other elders, so he's now trying to essentially undo everything that he had done up to this point. And he wants Lloyd and the rest of you essentially to be there to help with whatever that could mean. So, as after he has saved your lives from having to fight the followers of Kasuth, he now gave you an out, a way to get out of the area really quickly through a teleport spell that he had prepared. But no one really had anything any pressing locations that they needed to go to. So you guys decided that might as well go help Jimothy out with his, finding his toes and shit. So you guys teleported to a location that you only knew as Dinosaur Island. This had been one of the riddles that Rusty May had given our boy Jimothy on the possible, or on the one of the next locations that he could find his toes. But it was very vague. It didn't give a lot of information in terms of where exactly on this island it could be. And it's a pretty big island. You as players can probably see that it's about 186 miles from left to right, and it's made up of a bunch of different biomes, but your characters have never been here. There's not a lot of knowledge about this location except for the fact that this is the most wild location that has been documented on the world map as of yet. So with that in mind, you guys get teleported there, and unfortunately the teleportation did not go exactly as planned. For you guys ended up popping out in the middle of a large foresty jungle area. And because of this, now you have to try to figure out, where is it that we're supposed to go? Luckily, Jimothy is pretty in tune with nature, and he was able to ask this very question to a couple of little creatures known as Jaggy, which I'll pop. He was able to speak to them, and they were able to talk about a location where they've seen people that are much like you guys, and they could pretty much guide you there, get you to that settlement with people that are of your like kind. Hi babe, I didn't see you there. But there was something already hunting you in this area, and as night started to fall rather quickly, Lloyd had put up his tiny magical hut. And as Jimothy was looking around the encampment after you guys had killed some of these fox creatures, and when I say you guys, I mean Dr. Thorpe's bone devil that he had brought into his service in the previous battle, there was a pair of glowing yellow eyes in the distance, and Jimothy knew instinctively, I need to run. And so he did, and he got into Lloyd's tiny hut, and in the nick of time too, as a large ball of fire had collided with the hut, and a creature screamed out, roaring through the forest as it had missed its prey. And it flew off into the dark sky, but you guys were unable to see it exactly. But you can make your guesses. You guessed that it was some type of dragon of some sort. Impossible to tell what color it was because of the darkness. The following morning, you guys set off on your adventure, and you ended up meeting or having those Jaggy lead you to their humble abode, a cave that was burrowed into the ground. And as they started to dart away from the location that you guys were or had set up camp, the creature from the night before had come back, hoping to get you guys off guard. And it almost got you. Specifically, it almost got either Lloyd or Dr. Thorpe. But with Lloyd's abilities, he was able to direct the attack to Dr. Thorpe. And with the accidental calculation of Dr. Thorpe having used one of the abilities of his new cloak, he was able to subjugate one of his little clones to the attack instead. And you guys hid out in this cave for quite a while before another large creature came, hoping to find an easy meal in the form of these Jaggy and their smaller siblings. But a fear spell, carefully placed, sent these creatures running away. From there, the Jaggy had been very helpful in leading you the direction to this encampment, and you guys headed north towards the shore. On your way there, you ended up getting jumped by a panther-like creature with wings of a wyvern and a large spiked tail that was able to use those spikes as projectiles against you guys from afar. But you guys were able to defeat it with the help of Lloyd's Hold Monster spell. It became very, very easy to hit it and hit it real good because of automatic crits and paralyzation. So this creature ended up, I think, only hitting Jimothy like once or twice, but in his rage, he barely takes any damage. So it started to run away, and it was able to get into the shade of the trees, and from there, it almost vanished instantly. You could hear it as it was making its movements, but you couldn't see it. It is obviously a very stealthy creature, and you should probably count your blessings that you didn't actually fight it at nighttime. And in the distance, a gunshot. As you guys sat there and recalculated your moves, you decided to investigate the gunshot, see what exactly had happened. And that's where you met a gentleman that introduced himself as Whitlock. He called himself a hunter and said that he had been hunting this Nargacuga for a few days now, and that he was going to bring it back to the encampment and lay claim to it since he got the final shot. But to pay you for your services, he would give you guys each a portion of the reward if you help him get it back to the encampment, which so far you have agreed to do so. And that is where we will start tonight's session. You guys are currently, you've got the Nargacuga corpse on a cart, and I believe it's Whitlock and Dr. Thorpe that are doing the hauling of the creature. So, as you guys are moving through the forest, weaving in between all the trees and things like that, Whitlock pipes up. So, what brings you all to the middle of the ancient forest here? Not many folks come out this far, unless you're hunting something. Were you hunting this creature by chance?
On the contrary, it was hunting us, and then we turned the tides.
I could see that. Y'all did a pretty big number on this, and did it get the jump on you, or did y'all get the jump on it?
Got the jump on us.
Seen people that are much like, and yet you still were able to get through. I'd have to say that's mighty impressive.
Well, we've been told to survive on this island, you have to be strong, so.
And it would seem strong you all are. But if you didn't come out here hunting, what is it you came here for? And more importantly, where did you come from? Because I don't believe I've ever seen y'all in the settlement.
Well, that's a long story, but
Let's just say we're here doing a little sightseeing.
Sightseeing from where? I don't believe I've met anyone that's ever just come out for some sightseeing.
Well, you haven't met us.
I have now.
Indeed. But, yes, like he said, it is a long story.
Well, we've got plenty of time before we even get back to the settlement.
Indeed.
But if you're shy, I guess doesn't bother me none, but the people are sure going to ask questions.
Of course. And I'd be happy to oblige by then.
Real quick, Brady. You remember you texted me when I wasn't there that one session. You said we're meeting this wizard type person.
I totally skipped over that part. Yeah, you guys ended up before fighting the Nargacuga.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had gone to, ended up running into a druid's grove, and
Okay.
in that grove you met one of the archdruids of this island,
Okay.
and the archdruid's protector. So Visander, let me bring out Visander. So this is Visander. She's the archdruid of the forest.
Okay.
And then you also met Lavis, which is her elder dryad protector.
Lavis!
How did they respond to meeting us?
So Lavis was not happy about it. She's never happy about anyone from the encampments coming into this area, mainly because of the fact that she believes the encampments are a slight against nature. But the Archdruid can see the fact that the encampments are somewhat necessary, because the hunters that they bring sort of cull a lot of the predatory creatures. And it makes it to where a lot of those creatures don't end up like thriving too much to where they become a problem and overrun the entire location and destroy everything. So
Yeah. Okay.
because everything needs something. Yeah, exactly. Everything needs some sort of apex, or there's always an apex predator, but everything needs to have something that can hunt it as well. At least with the laws of nature. And I forget, did I text you that, or did I? Was that on Discord?
I don't think you messaged me that. I think you just messaged like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, just asking them about like the location, or if they have any information about the island that I can have, like a book or something. But I don't know.
Gotcha.
If
Yeah, they didn't have a book or anything. The information that you got was that this is, or each of these locations is protected by an archdruid. And they're all essentially on the same team, known as the Protectors of Dinosaur Island, to those that live in the encampments. Okay. And their whole goal is just to preserve the thriving nature on this island. So far, from what you can tell, is the other archdruids and the other elder dryads are not as welcoming as the ones that you've met in this location. Okay. So you need to make sure that you have a very good reason into going into their groves before doing so. Unless you just want to chance it, of course.
Okay.
What's going on, Justin? How's it been?
Well, I look over to Jim and say, well, you know, who do you think would have the best leads here?
And yeah, it has been a long time, but we are back today. And yeah, hopefully
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Hopefully we're back for a good while.
Kind of like just on
I don't
the side,
foresee
like,
anything happening.
Leads here. Should we talk to Whitlock, or should we just wait until we get to town?
He might know.
Well,
I'd say I know quite a bit. Unless you are you guys hanging back?
I'm just kind of on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it would be the English, like either like if you really try, you probably could hear, but just kind of like just talking to Jim on the side, like, you know, it's up to you. You know, it's your business. So.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Whitlock.
Yeah.
What we're actually here for is because I'm hunting hags, so I guess technically we are hunting.
Interesting.
Toes. Because I like wiggle my two toes.
And he looks down at it and he's like, "That's not a pretty sight."
Yeah.
Did these hags take your toes?
One did, and my theory so far is that she's having me hunt down and kill other hags in order for. Well, anyways, it's a long story, but so I'm basically hunting hags. So, do you happen to know where any of these reside?
Do not, but I'm sure perhaps maybe the leader of the village might. We could take you to go see him.
That would be swell.
Perhaps maybe you've also talked to the archdruid of the area.
We met one.
Yeah, he gave us some information, but it never hurts to ask.
He did, or she?
Oh,
Oops.
I believe she.
I pressed
was
the
a
wrong
she.
button.
I think most druids are neutral, so I wouldn't assume her gender.
I guess that's kind of a good way to avoid getting on their bad side. But nonetheless, if they didn't have much information for you, hopefully, the village, the settlement leader, I'm sure maybe he's got something for you, or could at least point you in the right direction. One or the other.
Okay. Yeah, I might be able to find them with the information that I got already, but this island, we don't know this island,
Correct,
So-
yeah. It's even I don't really know the island that well.
Oh,
I've mainly been hunting around in the forest area. So if you need to hunt something in the forest, I could help you.
I see. I look around. I don't think so. To the team.
I mean, yeah, nothing. I'm not really hunting anything particular. So
Aside from the curiosities
yeah,
I have with the meat, that's about my only concern. Otherwise,
You're hunting the meat, you say?
well, I remember what you said back there. Of
Dang, is school going
how
good for you,
good
though?
This thing, I point down to the creature, could be. So it has me curious on what other delicacies there are here.
Well, there's quite a bit. Honestly, you could take your pick. There's creatures much like this one that are more like a flying feline. There's others that are more reptilian. I don't know if you've gotten a chance. I did hear it screaming in the distance, but there's one of them that we revere called the Queen. Ugly
Oh,
green
yeah.
creature.
yes, we've
heard.
interacted before.
It's better known as a Rathian.
Okay.
Very deadly creature. Definitely not to be taken lightly whatsoever. I know quite a few folks that have taken it lightly, and they've paid the ultimate price for it.
How much?
He turns around and kind of looks at you. I guess perhaps halflings don't have the same type of lingo, but they paid with their life.
That's expensive.
Yes. It's a lot more expensive than toes.
Not necessarily. Yeah, I guess you're right.
But is
Oh?
one's life really that expensive? Has me wondering. There could be fates worse than deaths. So I've heard. I
Dang,
would
I'm sorry you
imagine
got a
being slowly
awful
digested
teacher.
would be
That's going to make for a long
worse.
school year.
than dying on its own.
But that's part of life, my dude.
By
You're going to have
hags.
annoying and
I would,
rude
like,
people
squeeze my
all
fist
through your
like
life.
Arthur.
So just stay strong.
Is your face red?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Or that. I would think dying quickly would be more of a generous offer.
I could agree, but I'd prefer to just die naturally, even if it takes a little bit.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's the price you got to pay, Virginia. It's business, right?
True, very true.
I'm actually curious. You said this was, if I'm not mistaken, a competition, right?
And he turns back around to look at the Nargacuga and goes, yeah, somewhat like that. I guess you all aren't hunters. That much is clear. Which means you don't know the rules of this island. And that's perfectly fine. I do not mind teaching you. Each of the locations, each of the different, I guess, biomes you can call it, have an encampment. And they're all headed by different portions of the empires back on the mainland. But they're all part of the same Hunters Commission. And their goal is to compete against one another. To discover as many things about this island, this strange land, as they can. And take that back home to make them thrive even more so on the mainland. As so, these creatures have been living here far before we ever came. No one really knows exactly when they appeared or how long they've been here, but my guess is way before the ruination of Boridil. So, the Hunters Commission pays a pretty penny, sets out contracts on certain creatures that they're looking for. And if you bring them back, sometimes dead, sometimes alive, you get a nice chunk of change. Something to send back to the family, or something to get ready for your own retirement. The more you bring back, the more contracts you complete, the better off you live on this island. I've got my own place. It's quite nice. I'm an A-rank hunter. And this Nagakuga is going to help me get to S.
So are you from here?
Not at all. I'm actually from the Empire of the Sands.
I kind of look at the rest of the group.
I don't know. Look at me. I don't know what that is.
Do we know what that is?
Well, it's Krago, the trade city. You've never been?
I just kind of
I know
blankly stare.
that's important to me.
It
Are
is.
you saying that out loud?
I'm trying to get to my sheet what I know.
Yeah, I
Have
don't
I been
know.
there?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check, anyone that wants to, because there's always a possibility that you've heard.
I will stay ignorant in the matter.
Yeah, so essentially this island right here, Justin, is
definitely
Dinosaur
my
Island,
travels.
but it's literally
May have
Monster
ran through.
Hunter. So,
I
as you can
guess
see,
I
there's a
would kinda
Rathian and a
say that,
Great
like,
Jagras.
That's
So this
another
is
one of our
a bunch of
destinations.
Monster Hunter
My destination.
stuff that they're going to be fighting on this place. It's going to be pretty neat. Alright, so Dr. Thorpe, Three-Toed Jim, and Trina, and Lloyd. Yeah, you guys have all heard of Krago. Dr. Thorpe, you know of it a little bit better based on your background, like where you came from and what your upbringing was. But Krago is, it's in the eastern portion of the continent, past the Great Blood Sand Plateau, and it is rich with trade. It's known as the freest city amongst the entire empire because all the races can live there in relative harmony. Obviously, they have their own little squabbles, but there's no like hierarchy of race there. Unlike like the Thurian Empire, humans usually have the floor. The Mithraborn clan in the Snowlands to the north are dwarven. And then you've got... Why do I not have... I guess I forgot what my other empire's name was, but they're elven. Are they on the world map? I think they're on the
Lagala.
political map. Yeah, the Lagala Empire. For some
Yeah.
reason, my notes on the map are gone.
That's where Trina's partially from.
But yeah, I was born and raised there. Wonderful place. Lots of culture. I learned a lot about the various races that inhabit. And that's why I've been hanging out with the dwarven folk at their encampment to the north, which is where we're headed. Place is called Gam Dural.
There's a dwarven presence here. Did they
Oh,
like
yeah.
did they arrive here, or do they just native
Yeah.
here?
No,
I was
no.
gonna say, what are the natives here? What you do?
The natives are the creatures that
Okay.
you've just fought. And the ones that have been trying to eat you. Those are the natives. We are trespassing on their lands for sure. But each of the empires, like I had said before, have essentially got a foothold on this island. The dwarves ended up taking to the forest, the elves to the desert. I think the humans are in the Rotten Vale. And then the free folk are all in the Coral Highlands. I don't believe anyone has tried to live in the Hoarfrost Reach, mostly because that's dwarven style. They like the cold, but they've come to like in the forest here a little bit better. But all the other races don't try to touch it. A little too harsh.
What was the particular creature you're trying to hunt again? Was it this one right here, or?
Correct, the Nagakuga.
And do you have any others you're trying to go after?
I don't have any open contracts yet. All of them have been pretty easy things. There haven't been many sightings outside of the king and queen, but I know better than to try to hunt them on my own. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
And then you get these contracts back in town, right?
Correct.
Okay, or the different outposts, I guess. Do they all work with the Hunters Association, or?
Correct. Pretty much every encampment here. There might be some smaller cities or settlements spread out across the island that aren't a part of the Trade Commission or the Hunters Commission, but more than likely the major ones, they definitely are.
Okay. Okay.
Makes a bit of sense now why they're mad at them for being here.
Who's mad? Oh, the creatures.
Yeah, it seems like the creatures and the druid, some of the druids and the protectors, the druids don't really want you guys here. But,
Well, I don't believe in the protectors not wanting us here, but we have had a few run-ins of overhunting and them bringing on a entire horde of creatures to try to destroy the encampment or at least show us our place.
maybe that's it.
These creatures on their own, they can be taken down pretty easy. But once they start fighting alongside each other, now you've got a whole mess of issues.
Okay.
But things at the encampment have been pretty steady over the past few weeks, few months, past year actually. I don't think that we've disturbed the peace of the forest.
Will we be able to travel freely between the encampments, or do we have to get some sort of dispensation from the Hunters Committee?
It'd probably make it easier if you were to join the Hunters Commission, because then you'll have free reign on the entire island, basically. There are locations that they do not recommend for certain ranked hunters to go, especially on their own, because of the creatures that lurk there. But if you guys were able to take down an Agakuga, even if it was in a group, I don't think that you'd fall short of a B ranked.
And what do you have to do in order to join this Hunters Commission? Is there just a fee, or?
Do they
There's a
expect, like,
test.
quota? Oh, okay.
There's 2 tests. One of them is fighting a creature that's been captured by another hunter. So it's already in a semi-weakened state, but it's still pretty strong. And the other is to go out and hunt on your own. Find a creature and bring it back. If you bring it back dead, you get your fair amount of points, but if you can bring it back alive, that's the kicker. That's what the Hunters Commission wants the most, is live bait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we need to get back. We need to get to one encampment at least. How far away is it from here?
Shouldn't be more than about another, 3-4 hours.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this for? And you're okay going out here by yourself? You're not with another group?
I've been doing this for about better part of a decade. And yeah, I don't usually take a group with me. I've got the intuition to do things alone. Plus, I'm not really a up-in-their-face kind of hunter. Usually I take things at range, and he takes his rifle and sort of like wiggles it as it's holstered on his back. And as you're looking at it, it's not like any rifle that any of you have ever seen. It's very, very customized, very intricate. It almost reminds you of that dwarven fellow that you guys had met, Holrock, Hillheart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys remember him or not.
Yeah.
But
That
it's
rifle thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was
like,
cool.
His is different though. His has like this glass cylinder in the middle of it that looks like it's empty, like a vacuum, sort of. And then it's got a scope, that has a bunch of different lenses that it looks like he can change the distance that he's able to see it. So it's definitely meant for long range.
Yeah, your style definitely suits you. Just out of curiosity, how long were you watching us before you decided to shoot that creature?
I saw you all before the creature fought you, and I thought to myself, maybe this could be interesting. So, I do apologize for not stepping in, but it didn't look like you all needed help. That's when I repositioned to a spot that I knew the Nagakuga would try to flee to, and I was ready for the kill.
We appreciate the vote of confidence.
Well, I appreciate your hard work.
And you just hear Kai just go real loud.
As you guys are walking, you get to a portion of the forest. It's starting to thin out. And in the distance, you can now see over the tree line, and you can see the ocean, as well as the sort of like the coast a little bit. It's still, there's a lot of trees in between where you're at and the coast. So you can't see like the beach and stuff, but you can sort of gauge where it's at. And as Whitlock gets to that point, he kind of stops for a second. Let's take a small breather, shall we?
You mean like a rest? Like take a nap?
Yeah, just like 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
I've been hunting this creature for about a 10-day now. And it starts to wear on you being out in the wilderness this long.
I can understand that. Not being around other people.
So he parks, or he has Thorpe and himself park the cart. He gets out and goes to a tree, takes off his rifle, sits it next to him, and he sits down and opens up his backpack and starts eating some jerky.
What exactly was with this creature they wanted you to hunt for? Like, what was the purpose of hunting this thing?
As he's eating and munching on his jerky. Well, the Nagakuga is a pretty formidable foe, especially as a solo hunter. In a group, it's it's kind of trivial in a group setting, but as a solo, it reaps in more rewards when you go out on your own. And because I was able to subdue this creature, even with your help, because you were not part of the hunt, I should still get at least half credit for it. But I believe the Hunter's Commission is mostly intrigued about its tail. More or less the spines that grow from it. And he stands back up and heads to the creature. And he takes out his dagger and sort of like picks at the tail spines. And when he does, you can hear the clang of metal. Cling, cling, cling.
Look pretty sharp.
Oh, yeah. And they're made out of some type of metal substance, but it's organic in nature. It's not actually, like a mineral or anything like that. And the cool part about it, too, is the rate at which the Nagakuga can regenerate these spines in order to use them over and over again. And I think that is what they're researching the most. But yes, on its own, it's a formidable beast. I'll be honest, there are plenty of nights on this hunt that I did not expect to wake up.
And how long have you been on this island for?
This island I've been hunting for the better part of a decade.
Okay. So you've been here a while, then. I didn't know if you've been like hunting in
I've
general,
gone back to shore, but the game there just isn't the same.
Okay.
There are creatures that are quite scary. I've heard of a griffin that they call its highness that lives near the Thurian Empire that's supposed to be quite the wicked beast.
Okay.
Oh yeah, didn't we almost kill that thing?
I mean, is it a griffin?
Well,
The royal
out on us right before we could.
Oh, you all have fought the griffin, the royal griffin.
We maybe have killed its child and made it very angry.
That was your last mistake.
Oh, I wasn't part of that. My bad.
Yeah. Just it's sort of the mother got away. So.
Yep, and it's probably plotting its revenge.
Probably.
Yeah.
Especially since you all seem to have made it out unscathed. It seems you have all your limbs.
Well, we came out of it alive, but we did lose a companion along the way.
Oh. And he takes his hat off and puts it across his chest. My apologies.
It's okay.
If that's the case, I believe it. And if he died to the griffin, more than likely it was out to get him, which is why it's not hunting you all if you didn't kill it.
He did kill child, didn't he?
He looks to you, Lloyd. Is that what happened? Your friend killed its child?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some creatures you just do not touch their young unless you've taken care of the parent first. And a
We
griffin
thought
is
that
one.
was the parent, to be honest. But then we were quite wrong.
Yeah, if you've never laid eyes on a royal griffin before, I could see how you could make that mistake. Remarkably
It was the
so,
first
there
time
are
we've
some
played with Fire Than Any
creatures.
Griffin.
Oh, then I definitely understand how you made that mistake. Especially since you all aren't hunters to begin with. Like, that's not your profession. Except for hunting toes for the little guy over there. How long you been hunting them toes?
I've been hunting them toes 35 years.
35 years.
2 years.
2 years, and how many have you found? 3? 4?
1.
Come again?
1.
Oh.
But I know where 3 of them are. Well, yeah, I'm not very close.
Well, my condolences to that. That is not a good track record in the hunting world. But I won't tell the commission about it, and you should be able to start with a clean slate.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should probably take the prey into consideration, but that's fine.
Very true. He stands up and he
The
stretches.
prey is one of the most powerful predators in the land.
You're saying prey?
The prey I'm after is
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
one of the most powerful predators.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever take a contract to hunt a hag, to be honest. I've heard stories. Some of them not so formidable, but others are nightmarishly strong.
Yeah.
It managed to piss off one of the strongest ones.
You know, I didn't even piss them off. She just like stumbled across me, and lucky me.
Well, we pissed her off now.
Oh yeah, now she's pissed. Well, no, she's not. She's happy. Rusty May's happy.
Rusty
She's
May?
the Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard that name before.
Well, let's hope you don't have to meet her in real life.
But we
She's a
did piss off
peach.
that one at that town. And the names is missing from my head right now, but I know Jimothy would remember.
Excellent, my chat works now. It wasn't working for some reason. Whitlock starts to stretch. Well, just a couple more hours, about 10 miles or so. Shall we get to it?
Yes, let's.
And before he starts, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a metallic case, pops it open, pulls out a cigar, and he looks to all of you and offers the case. Anybody want to partake?
Sure, I will.
Thank you.
I'm good, thank you, though.
He hands you one, Jimothy. And then he takes his dagger and he cuts off the tip. He cuts off the tip of your cigar, and he takes out this weird contraption. It's a metallic cylinder. He presses a button on it, and a flame appears. He holds the cigar to the flame, a couple deep puffs, and then lets out a large cloud of smoke. And then he does the same for you.
Well,
Got a
that's an
friend in
interesting
town. He
contraption,
made this
yeah.
little thing. He calls it a light device. He's also the little creature that made my rifle. I call it the Thunder Cannon.
Ooh, does it shoot lightning?
Something like that. It infuses the bullets with lightning, which happens to be what the Nagakuga is somewhat weak to.
Interesting. We might have to go check out that little dude.
Yes, he's always taking on new customers, but the one thing about him is that he is fully in service of the Hunters Association, so you'll definitely need to get your guild cards in order to partake in his assorted inventory. The higher rank you end up getting, the better service you can get from him, too. So it's definitely worth making it even if it's just a side hustle for you, it could also make a great career. There's no railroad here. Get the fuck out of here.
They're plot hooks.
He starts to push against the cart, which Thorpe, I would assume you do the same.
Yep.
You guys start heading down. It's not like, it's more of like a sort of hills. There are trees spread out across, but it's mostly open. It looks to be somewhat open, and every couple hundred feet or so, there's like a dense patch of forest, and then it opens up again as you guys start to descend. So I take it you're just here on the island until you find your toe?
Yes.
That's a lot of ground to cover for something so small.
Yes. It does suck.
I would say so, yeah.
Basically,
I definitely would rather hunt the Nagakuga at nighttime than be looking for a halfling toe on this entire island.
We have an idea where it might possibly be, or a couple of places it might possibly be.
Well, hopefully you can find it.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for the hags on the island. They should have the toes.
Ah, shit! Everyone duck for
boy.
cover!
I duck.
And as you duck, the green queen, the Rathian, pops out from the forest, and it flies past the cart and swiftly moves on to the other side of the hill, probably about 300 feet away, before it turns around and it lands. And as it's staring at you, it screams out again, and Whitlock grabs his rifle and points it. Well, it seems that it wants the Nagakuga's corpse. I'm not really willing to partake in giving it off.
Well, it's in between us and our destination, and if you want to keep the corpse, I mean, this thing's been troubling us this entire time. I don't mind fighting it.
Oh, you don't mind fighting it? As I look at Lloyd.
Well, yeah. Not this time. I mean, we have someone else here, a professional hunter, so it can't be that hard.
Jim, what do you think?
I got an axe.
Out of curiosity, how close is this, the Rathian to us?
It's
It's a Rathian, right?
300 feet, yeah, and it's a Rathian.
Okay, it is very far away.
Yeah, it's decent farness.
I'm like, dude, that thing's got wings. I'm 3 feet tall, and I have an axe.
Well,
As it looks at you, it screams again. I won't play the sound, and then it starts to charge, and it jumps up and starts flying.
I say we just give it the body.
I mean,
regardless, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's happening.
Clarice. I just summon my blade.
Okay. And as it starts to fly, Whitlock starts to take aim. Steady. And he looks up from his rifle. You've got to be kidding me.
What is that?
What's going on, Philip? How we doing?
You get out.
Oh, did you hear the creature scream?
I'm asking Whitlock, like, what is that?
He looks up, and as the Rathian is flying, it stops, and it looks in the air, and then it starts to fly away from you guys. We need to run now. And he leaves the cart and starts running down the hill.
I start following.
I follow him.
I stand my ground.
Don't be the slow.
You all alone. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Where is it? Wonder, would this one work? I don't think it will. Yeah, that'll work. So as you guys are running down the hill, across the tops of the trees, you see this creature flying over. It's got about a 30-foot wingspan. Its scales, you can see as it's flying, are very loose, and they all look to be full of some type of like lava compound or something like that. But it continues to scream out as it flies closer and closer to you all. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a skill challenge.
Oh boy.
To see if you guys can get away from it. So as it's starting to fly, it's about 200 feet behind you guys. It's 40 feet in the air, and it is flying faster than you all can run. So what we'll do is... Actually, let me bring us to... Can I put... Yeah, I can do that here. I'm going to put you guys in a combat state and have you guys all roll initiative, essentially, like we're going into combat, and that'll be the turn order for the skill challenge. So it's going to be 5 successes before 3 failures to succeed on the challenge. Once you, as a individual, have done a certain either action or ability check, you cannot repeat it again.
We can't repeat it, right?
Correct. So, like, if Lloyd, for instance, were to do an arcane check, everyone else can do an arcane check, but if it comes back to Lloyd's turn again, he cannot do an arcane check again.
Yeah.
So the skill challenge is meant for everybody to sort of like pick what they're going to do, describe to me how they're using that skill or that ability to succeed, and then you roll for it, and based on my judgment on how well it would work, determines what the DC of that roll is. So Trina, you are up first. As you guys are all running, Whitlock obviously in the lead. He's starting to duck between trees and trees, and the creature is starting to gain on you guys. So what does Trina do to try to aid the party in getting away from this creature?
Okay, so
Philip, for some reason your text came in as a blank.
want
so
to roll.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay, let me know if I can do this. I want to roll deception and technically kind of like use like prestidigitation to like make it look like either there's like a bigger creature coming towards it to like see if I can make it run, or like show something, or like do some big sparks or something that might draw its attention away.
Okay, you can
Am I able
definitely
to do that?
use prestidigitation to like make sparks,
Okay.
but you wouldn't be able to make like another creature. That's a different spell.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so I will do
Oh,
that
really?
then.
I didn't
And so
even.
I just roll deception, right?
Correct. Roll
Or
deception.
did you want me to just roll prestidigitation? Okay.
No, we're using prestidigitation in lieu with deception, and yeah.
Yes.
So as you're running away from this creature, you turn around and you cast your prestidigitation and you throw sparks in the air. And the creature wasn't really gauged at going towards any particular person, but now it has set its sights on you and it's starting to beeline towards you. But that is a success. So that's one success so far. So next is Dr. Thorpe.
All right. I'm also. I can roll the same.
I
skill check
appreciate
too,
the
right?
stars, my dude. I don't know why my my notifications. I think for whatever reason, my OBS is messed up. I don't know. Say that one more time. Sorry.
I can use the same skill check as her, right?
Correct. Yeah. You
All
just
right.
won't be able to use it again if it comes to your turn in the future.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that.
And exactly how are you using this skill?
I'm using a skill by like expanding my last charge on my cloak to pretty much do mirror images on myself to pretty much shield everybody and
Okay.
throw off the creature's attention.
Okay. So as the creature gauges towards Trina and starts to beeline it towards her, Dr. Thorpe separates himself from the group, casting the mirror image ability from his cloak again, and is able to draw the creature's attention to him instead. That is a second pass. Next is Kai. What are you doing? Yeah, I'll have to fix my OBS because my alert scene looks like it's working, but there's something
But I'ma do
on,
it.
probably with either Mob Crush or OBS Live. It's not coming through, but yeah, I appreciate the stars, my dude. Thank you very much. Are you a big D&D fan? And how are you using Intimidation?
So what I want to do, I kind of want to kind of yell back at it in a demonic voice, kind of hoping to scare it off a little bit.
Okay. So Kai is running. Dr. Thorpe has obviously broken off to another side. Kai turns around and tries to make himself look big. He speaks in his demonic voice and screams out, "Hey!" And, well, I don't know what exactly you scream out, but you scream towards the creature. And the moment that you start to scream at it, it roars and does not hear you. That is one fail. Three-toed Jim. Joe, you might be muted. I'm not sure. Or he might not even be there.
Can you not hear me?
There you are.
Hello?
No.
When's the last? Oh, I don't know. That was weird. Okay. I think I'm gonna use either nature or survival. They're the same. But what I want to do is like look for a place with desolation that like we could hide in, or like lose our line of sight or get an advantage
Okay.
with that.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate it, Philip. Thank you very
Wow.
much for the support. Definitely means a lot. I don't have too many folks that come out, especially to watch
doesn't look
D&D. Yeah, so as you're looking around, unfortunately, everything you see is pretty much like you see some hills. And these hills are probably big enough for you as a halfling to be able to hide behind. But with the creature's immense size and the fact that it's able to fly high above you guys, nothing in your immediate vicinity appeals to being able to hide from this creature. That is another fail. So 2 passes, 2 fails. 1 more fail and some fun stuff happens.
Yo, what up, everybody? I'm a kid.
Fail it. It's all on you.
So
All right,
turn-
Lloyd. Yup, your
Okay.
turn.
I'm just gonna polymorph it with an Arcana check.
I appreciate it, my dude.
Like,
Yeah, actually, what I'll have, since you're casting polymorph on it,
Isn't that
I'll have
touch?
its. No, polymorph
No,
shouldn't
no,
be.
Oh. I'm like,
I'll
oh my
actually
God.
have it roll against the polymorph. And if it fails it, that'll definitely count as a pass. Might count as 2. So go ahead and cast the spell for me.
You sure about this, man?
well, I can either do that, or I can just do another like.
Do what you feel is best, man.
Do that, or I can do another thing that would definitely be easier, like another mirror image thing.
Nah, do what you said you were gonna do.
Okay, I'm gonna do polymorph. I'll roll or cast or just cast it. You said.
Yeah. And your spell DC. Why does it not show?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 17.
Something like that.
Yep,
Where
it
are
is 17. All right, and it is a wisdom save. So let's do wisdom save for old boy.
Oh,
He rolled a
God.
natural 19.
God
Hmm.
damn.
So
Why did
as
you do that,
Lloyd turns around and casts the spell, it does not seem to affect the creature. And it continues to gain on you all. And it eventually does catch up. And now we will, so the skill challenge is done. And because it was a failed skill challenge, you guys now have to fight this thing. Let me bring in Whitlock, and we will re-roll. We will re-roll and start some combat. And actually, what we'll do is we'll switch places. The Basil Beast is up this way. Oh shit! Remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
somewhat
Let you hear that?
material. Yeah.
Oops.
Something you're just scraping material, like clothing or something, or I don't know, like a bag, or I couldn't really tell.
I don't know which battle music I want to use. Actually, I
Death
think I know
music.
this. I'll use the one that's
Do you have
called.
any other battle music from Monster Hunter?
I need to get the Monster Hunter battle music, actually. You guys are about... Since y'all were somewhat spread out, say Dr. Thorpe's over here.
Are we keeping the same initiative or no?
No, you guys should have a new role available.
Okay.
I like my old one. I would like to go back to that.
I'm sure you do,
Alright.
but that's not how this works. Oh, beautiful. So the Basil Geese will go first.
Fuck me.
I believe he
Well-
would. Yeah. So as he's flying, he starts to, like, you see his wings come in as he starts to beeline it to Dr. Thorpe. And he actually, like, within 20 feet, his wings come in together and he is dive bombing into Dr. Thorpe. He is going to make a headbutt attack against you.
Doesn't Thorpe have mirror images though?
Yeah, I was gonna say, would his mirror
does.
image still not be up?
Oh, okay.
No,
I
his
still have to
mirror
roll for
images.
it.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
still
roll
have to
hit
roll
die.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which an 18 misses Dr. Thorpe. So as he comes in, he
Wow.
smashes just short of Dr. Thorpe. Dr. Thorpe is able to kind of like jump out of the way or jump forward a little bit. And then the creature gets up and is going to make 2 additional attacks. It's going to attack with its wing and its tail against Dr. Thorpe. The wings do hit, so I need you to roll for the mirror image. I actually need to undo that damage because it might not hit. It definitely hits you. Because I think you have to roll above a 6 because you have all your mirror images up.
Yeah.
And I do need a concentration check. Actually, what are you concentrating on? Do you have to concentrate on the mirror image with the item?
No,
Shouldn't have to.
no. It's just a spell that just lasts for a minute.
Okay. That's what I thought. So I don't know what you're concentrating on. Let me get rid of that. Okay. So that's the first or the second attack, and then it'll attack you with its tail. Oh shit. It rolled a 29. So yeah, roll another mirror image. 10. I do think that that's enough, but because you should have all of them still. Where is it? Can you cast the spell for me?
I can cast without consuming it,
Okay, yeah,
so you
do
can see
that.
it.
Roll a d20. If you have 3 duplicates, you have to roll 6. Okay, cool. So one of your duplicates takes the hit for you. So let me give you that HP back. So as it comes in with its tail, it smacks one of the mirror images and causes it to poof into smoke. Let's see, it went 25 feet. It'll then take off and fly back in the air. It'll fly up 40 feet. So it's leaving your threat range. So if you want to take an opportunity attack with your reaction, you can. Uh, 27 does hit.
And let me see. How much was it again? Hold on.
And then Gerald, I'm not sure, but your mic's picking up some static. Okay, so an additional 4. And as the creature is flying up, you see one of those scales fall. And as it falls, it lands at your feet. The moment it ends its turn, that scale explodes, causing lava to shoot out. And I need... Oh, it just deals the damage. That's pretty neat. And you take 10 fire damage.
Okay.
All right, Three-Toed Jim, you're up.
It's
Oh, I
40
just
feet in
realized
the air.
that everything...
Can I reach that?
I think you can with a javelin.
Oh, with the jump?
With a jump? I don't think so.
I will enter a rage with my bonus action. Then I'll throw a javelin at it. Or how about a hand axe?
Yeah, do whichever pleases you the most.
It's the same roll. It's just I have a
Okay.
macro for the hand axe.
Gotcha. So you go into your rage and you come up and you toss your hand axe and it flies and misses completely as the basil geese flies up past it.
Here comes another one.
Yeah, the carpet bomb is a really cool ability of this creature. The 20 hits. You're not at a disadvantage. No, you are, because it's 40 feet in the air. But even with the disadvantage, a 20 does hit. Make sure. And as it hits, it kind of, like, you see it hit one of the scales and sort of bounce off, but you can see just a little trickle of blood. But it doesn't seem to be as impactful as it could be. Philip, have you ever played Monster Hunter before? Do you know what the basil geese is?
Well, I don't have magical hand axes, so
Correct.
I will end my turn.
Trina, you are up.
I am going to cast this. Wait, hold on. You said it's 45 feet up in the air?
It's 40 feet in the air, yeah. But I'm just really, yeah, it's 40 feet away from you.
Okay, so it's not like 70 feet. It's just...
Correct. Yeah, I'm not worried
Okay.
about the Pythagorean theorem and crap.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast
Oh,
this
shit.
then.
Yeah, you're I'm pretty sure I'm like not even master rank
Lot of
100 yet.
dice.
Okay, so it needs to do a dexterity saving throw. The save is 16. It rolled a 24.
That.
So it takes the first bit of necrotic damage and the spell ends. And then, let's see. Whenever the spell deals damage to the target, you regain hit points. Are you even hurt? Yeah.
Yes.
So you get half of that damage, which will round to 6, so you heal up 6, and it takes the 13.
Sweet. I'm at full health now. And then it still, as long as I don't use anything else for my action, I can cast it again. So
Negative. Because
No, I
it
mean next
succeeded. No, because it succeeds on the save, the spell immediately ends after it takes that damage. So you would have to cast it again and hope that it fails the save.
no.
Yeah, look at the third sentence. On a successful save, the target takes that much damage and the spell
Yeah.
ends.
Oh, I wasn't reading that part.
All good.
Well, fuck that. That's fine. Okay. And it's too far away for me to do bonus action, really anything.
What is your weapon of
So,
choice in Monster Hunter?
My turn.
All right, Lloyd. I think it's making you concentrate still from the polymorph, which you
Yeah.
didn't land, so I took that
Yeah,
off.
you just took it off. Thank you, thank you. I am just deciding. So say I did do a whole monster on it, right? And to say it did work, what would happen? It wouldn't just float in the air; it would just fall, right?
No, it would fall unless it can levitate.
Yeah. Okay. What is the fall damage distance?
For every 10 feet that it falls, it takes a d6.
Okay. And then it would at least say it does.
I've wanted to
goes
learn
that
both
turn.
of those
Okay.
weapons.
I'm
I'm
just
a
gonna do a whole
insect
monster
glaive
on it.
main. But I also like the bow guns. I really like the gun lance too. The gun lance is tight. All right, so it needs to succeed on a 17 wisdom save, which it rolled a natural 1.
Ooh. Interesting.
That is a big deal.
So it, as you cast your spell, you watch as the creature is flying up, and as it unleashes its wings and looks like it's turning around to go in for another dive bomb on Dr. Thorpe, it sort of freezes up. You watch as its wings just all of a sudden like stiffen, and it starts to plummet. If you would roll 4d6 for me.
Okay. Advance. Let's do that. Roll.
Okay, and it impacts the ground right next to Dr. Thorpe. It's a pretty bulky creature, so it doesn't seem to be as hurt by it as it should be. You would definitely feel that type of fall.
Hold on. I wanted to do something real quick. I gotta open my sheet.
Oh,
So you said it rolled a natural 1, didn't it?
correct.
Where are my features? Let's see. And it was a saving throw?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna use my one of my abilities. I'm gonna roll it. Did it roll?
Alright. Yep. On an ability, you can use your reaction to force them to make a wisdom save against your nerve save DC, provided the creature can see or hear you, which it can. So it will roll a wisdom save. Do you know what your nerve save is?
No. Give me a second.
Nerve save. Is that
It'll
just
be
like
8 plus your proficiency plus whatever modifier it is.
Probably charisma. I think it's 16.
How can I see this?
There it is, nerve.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pull it up. But,
The DC equals 8, your proficiency bonus in
8
charisma.
plus-
So 12 plus, yeah, so it's 16. And it rolled a 17, or no, it rolled a 16. So it does not take psychic damage.
Alright, that's all I want to do.
That's a pretty
Lloyd?
cool function there. I'm not seeing anything like it.
Lloyd, do you wish to move or anything?
I want to get a bit farther away. How far away? I want to get like move back a little bit. Let's, the attempted collides with the wall.
I shouldn't have walls on here. Let me look.
Oh,
There is a
worked.
wall.
Yeah, I'm trying to move over there.
Alright, there, you should be able to do it now.
Okay, let's see how far away that is.
This was an old map, so it had walls on it.
Okay. Yeah, I just move back a bit, and then I want to. Can I bring out my owl and be just like, hey, fly, and watch you fly, everyone, let's go down and feed him a berry?
If it's in the pocket dimension, I believe you have to use an action, right?
Okay, yeah, you're right. Then I will just sit here and wait,
Okay.
and I will end my turn.
Alright, Whitlock will move. He runs 40 feet away. And he turns around and he's like, you guys are something else, that's for sure. He takes his the thunder cannon and he aims it at the creature, and he lets off 2 shots. Because the creature is paralyzed, they are at advantage. His first attack crits, and his second attack hits. let's see. Boom, boom. All right, perfect. Yep. So you watch as he aims his weapon, and if any of you are looking at him when he pulls the trigger, you see a spark of electricity in that glass cylinder, that little vacuum tube, and then it shoots out, and you can see the spark as it's like arcing between the muzzle of the weapon and the bullet before it hits the creature. And as it hits the creature, you hear the electrical like static from the bullet wounds. But what you see is that the bullet hits the skin, but it bounces off, leaving a sort of like scarred surface because of the electricity. And he looks up and he's like, dang, even this didn't work well against it. And that'll be Whitlock's turn.
Hold on, what did he just say?
Even my bullets don't work well against it.
I love how it went from barely injured to injured with those crits.
Appreciate it, Philip. I am going to download that right now. And I think I've got to, yeah, I should be able to import it and change it up in this this fight, actually. I just got to get it done. Let's see if I can do this before they need me for something. Alright, so those are at advantage because of paralyzing and because Dr. Thorpe is on the other side. And they automatically crit. So let's see. Your Fiendish Luster only affects the first hit, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, I can only use it one time.
Okay. So for the sake of ease, especially because your weapon is not magical, I'm just going to have your crits essentially just deal the full damage instead of having you roll the damage die twice, unless you want to roll the damage die twice. And then I half it both times.
No, it's whatever, just go ahead.
Okay. So you guys watch as Kai runs over, he unsheaths the dark blade, he gets into position, and he goes in for 2 slices real quick. And these ones actually seem to sink in a little deeper and start to make the creature bleed a bit.
Oh, I gotta go to the combat thingy. There it is.
All right, Dr. Thorpe.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to hex. And I want it to affect his wisdom.
Good call.
All right.
Good call.
Oh.
And then I'm going to slash at him twice with my Mirror Light Edge. And let's see, 2d6.
Those both hit, and they are crits. Yours is magical, though, so I'll have you just roll the Mirror Light Edge 2 more times for the crit damage.
Okay. Let me roll this there. And then 2d6s.
let's see. Minus 12 and minus 7. All right.
And then we are going to skiddly back over here a little bit. And yeah, we chilling.
Okay. So because it's paralyzed, it can't do anything. So it will just attempt a... Yeah, it'll attempt a wisdom saving throw against Lloyd's spell DC. And Hex affects the ability check, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't have disadvantage because it's a saving throw.
What'd you do?
It's going to use legendary resistance and overcome the save.
Of course it is.
Pussy.
I should have done it on the first one, but
Yeah,
I forgot that it had it. That was my bad. But that is its turn still.
Let me at him. Let me at him. I will use my bonus action to... Oh god, where is it? Player other. There we go. To bring out little foe in the form of the blinky one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. And I will flank this guy, and I'm going to attack him with the Lich Slayer. Not great weapon master fighting.
Yeah, I got new music.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We got a gentleman, Philip, is watching us, and he
Hello,
was
Philip.
kind enough to post me the link to download the song from YouTube.
Thanks.
So I did. Let's see. 26 does hit. The Lich Slayer is magical.
And I'll go to hit him again.
Uh, 28 does hit.
And I'm going to use
Yeah, we appreciate it, my
Lich
dude.
Slayer thingy to do. How many charges do I have in it? You know what? I'm not, because I think other people can handle this. Please don't screw up and get me killed.
Right, hopefully.
Famous laugh.
And if you don't know what you gotta do and finish it,
Man,
don't rely on us.
God damn it.
I've had this happen before, and then people have died.
Like, oh my god. There's only so much I can do at this moment.
Or I've had this happen before, and then we all got dragged to the bottom of the ocean and tortured by demons.
He's on the ground.
For now.
Remember, he can do legendary stuff.
Hey, I mean, me or Jero can't end up doing anything by the end of this, so we'll see. We'll see.
I will use three charges from the Lich Slayer act.
Okay.
I think that's just 3d6, right?
I believe so, yes. So, yeah, for each charge expended, you deal 1d6 additional force damage. Ooh, nice. Minus 13.
I didn't kill him.
No. And now
No,
that I've
use my-
remembered that he has legendary shit.
I just imagine Jim just go like, that didn't kill me. He looked up in the sky. Are you kidding me?
What were you gonna do, Jim?
Oh, is my double bonus action? I'll hit him with my axe again.
Oh yeah, because that exists. All right. So at the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action to fly away. So because you and Kai are next to him, you can make opportunity attacks.
You chew.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
Double.
That man super crit, dog.
Yeah,
That
he
man
did.
super
Holy
crit.
Did it just like explode into blood and guts or something?
And to think you weren't gonna do that.
Yeah, that was nice. That's very. So as the basil geese
Bro got obliterated.
shakes off the spell that should have never landed because I forget about legendary shit. It starts trying to fly away, and Three-Toed Jim is over here, whack, whack, and it tries to fly away, and he's like, "I'm not done with you yet." Three-Toed Jim, if you would like to describe how you kill this creature.
Okay, but before I do, has any of you seen Venture Brothers, the show?
Which, yeah, parts of it, yeah.
The garage sale episode specifically.
Not
I don't know the
In-
episodes.
Just in that episode, there's like this lightsaber, and one of the guys buys it and tries to use it on Brock.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
doesn't do anything.
This one's mine.
And then he goes, "I've been gypped." Well, like this is the first time really using this axe, and I like get in there and I use its ability, and I'm like, I kind of look at it, and then it starts to fly away, and I just feel like this energy kind of comes over me, and I jump up above the head, like as it's like flying. I
This is
assume
very
it
good
takes
crit.
off its back legs.
Very
Yeah,
good
like grab
crit.
onto its tail and kind of climb up it and cleave straight down between, like on its head from above.
Okay. So yeah, as Jim grabs on as it's starting to fly away, he then lets go, starts cleaving down, and he's cutting through the flesh as if it was nothing. He hits some of those scales and they sort of like pop like a pimple, essentially, causing no damage to Three-Toed Jim. But the creature like rears back and it lets out a final cry as it flaps its wings a couple more times before landing like 20 feet away, crashing into the ground. And then Jim lands safely, and you can see that he's sort of got this, I don't know, this like mist of rage around him.
I forgot to describe that it did it angrily, for sure. And I kind of like slide down its back off its wings like Legolas does, of course, as it lands.
Oh yeah.
Dana's gonna give you a high five. Nice job, Jim.
That still only counts as one. I'm glad you're enjoying
I
it,
look
Philip.
at Wicklock as I like him calming down, and I say, "This one is mine."
Like, no shit, it's yours. God damn, boy. He stands up and you can see as he's putting extra cartridges into his rifle as he walks up to you. You all felled a basil geese. That's saying something. I've not even thought about fighting one of these creatures before, let alone with a group. Maybe
Yeah, you
you
seem
all
pretty-
S rank.
You
Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say you seem pretty startled by this thing when it started chasing us. I'm guessing this is one of the more fearsome creatures on the island.
Yeah, you could say that for sure. It seems to always come in at the wrong time during the hunt. You'll be just about to sack your creature, and all of a sudden it rears its ugly head in, as if it's trying to take the kill from you. I've only met it one other time, and unfortunate to say, that's the reason that I hunt alone now, as it killed my entire other group.
Oh,
But we was just starting.
Unfortunate.
We was only C rank. And we was only fighting a great Jagras. Something that definitely doesn't, you know, need an entire group. You all could probably fight one-on-one. Each of you, based on what I could see. But this thing came in, unfortunately, we didn't know anything about it. We had never seen one. We've only heard the stories. And it devoured my friends. He walks up towards it and starts looking at it up and down. I'll be. And he lifts up the wing and he shows you a spot. You see that scar right there? Mm-hmm. I did that 5 years ago.
Well, now you've got.
Yeah, you went robotic on us.
Kirsten needs to play a Warforged so that this.
I know, right?
I said, now you've got your justice.
Well, it's only thanks to you all. Had it just been me out here with my Nargacuga, I can't say that I'd be making it out unscathed. We're gonna need a bigger cot, though.
So, is this thing is the queen afraid of this, or is it probably just not wanting to get tangled up?
The queen's definitely afraid of this creature on her own, but if the king's around, they could probably take it, and they'd probably overtake it. But I'm not exactly sure. In all honesty, he looks towards Lloyd. I don't believe that any hunter uses magic like you have. Oh. And I believe that that was the turning tide of this battle.
Oh. Jimmy just starts cracking up. He's like, man, that spell you've used twice has literally won us 2 battles in a row.
Saved our bacon.
Just so you know, next time you fight the basil geese, it will be different.
Oh boy.
I'll remember the legendary shit.
Hey, it's not our fault you didn't read your...
Learn
your character. Learn your character.
You shut the fuck up.
You should have just given it extra health.
The basil geese explodes.
I go lie. How I imagined it was Jim's arm like turning absurdly large and like he just explodes like a cartoon.
Popeye?
Yes, exactly.
Doubles in size.
Arm just gets huge and he like and just pops like a balloon.
So
Brady,
Whitlock,
how heavy is this creature?
Oh, it's you guys can't lift that shit.
Well, no, just tell me how much it is.
It's are you trying to levitate? Because it's more than 500 pounds.
Oh, never mind then.
How much is the well, how far away are we from town?
I think Whitlock said last time you guys had asked, you guys are about 10 miles out.
The barbarian has an idea.
Hmm.
What if you levitate 2 trees? Because I think both of you can learn levitate, and then you put the tree branches underneath it, so then you're carrying 1,000 pounds.
What?
Or we can cut it in half, and you can each levitate it.
I don't know. Maybe. How big? Can we investigate how big this thing is, Brady? Approximately.
If it's made out of rocks, I think we're in big trouble, huh?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll me. You can roll me a nature check as you start looking it over to try to discern the size of it. With those, like you pick up each like you look at the scales that are sort of dangling from it, and you start to try to hold it. And Lloyd, what is your strength? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You try, and you are having the hardest time. This thing is loose, and you were watching how flimsy it looked as this creature was flying around. You guesstimate that this thing's like well over like 75 pounds, maybe 100. Just this one scale.
Okay.
And it's made. It's definitely like sort of. It's definitely hardened, and you can feel the sloshing on the inside of the molten rock within it. And as Whitlock comes up a little closer, he's like, I enjoy your enthusiasm, but I do believe that I've got this one covered.
Okay.
And he pulls out out of his backpack, he takes out a smaller looking, pistol looking device, holds it up in the air, and pulls the trigger, and a flare shoots up into the air. And as it gets about 100 feet in the air, it explodes. And it looks like a sailing ship.
The hell is that?
It's like fireworks. It flares into the like the shape of a sailing ship. My bad.
Okay.
It's not like an actual
Like
sailing
Gandalf?
ship. Like
No, well, yeah, but I'm saying out like what is that?
oh, well, this is a flare that hunters of A rank or higher can use whenever they've captured a creature to call in an airship that'll haul the creature back to the encampment.
Oh,
It'll take
what?
us too.
Okay.
I
That's
like
useful.
break off. I want to grab one of those scales,
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. I'll look
and
at
I
one of
say, "Corsados dan Granado," and I throw it.
Where do you throw it?
Directly at Dr. Thorpe's face.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Is there like a squirrel or something around?
No, the basil geese definitely roared several times and has scared off any critter in
I'll
the area.
just throw it anywhere, like just at like the ground. I just want to see it explode or something.
Okay. So you throw it, a couple, like 10 or 20 feet away from you. It lands in the ground. Much like a grenade, it hits and you can see it sort of glow. And after a few seconds, it pops. And within like a 5-foot square, or actually I think it's a 5-foot radius. Yeah, a 5-foot
thing,
radius, it explodes. And Whitlock, you should probably avoid doing that. You don't want to cause a forest fire or something like that.
Okay, I can grab another one.
Lloyd, do you think these will go in my bag of holding?
Yeah,
Without
as long-
floating it?
yeah, they should be fine.
Sweet.
How about we pick about? How many do you think we will need?
Well, look to what I want to ask Whitlock first. Like, do people, kill this thing for scales or what?
In all honesty, not many hunters go
I was
out
gonna say, I
looking
don't
for
think
this
anyone
thing.
kills this. Yeah.
I have heard of a few in the other locations and the other encampments felling the beast. And there's even a group out there that I've heard that test their skills every now and then trying to hunt one of these. But especially in this location, I don't believe there's any S-rank hunters that go picking a fight with the basil geese.
Okay.
But should
it's
we
not like
bring it
we-
back, its materials will definitely come in handy, especially
Okay.
for my artificer friend.
Well.
Yeah, probably better to give him that than just use the raw materials, huh?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we did kill it all. We all killed it together, so I mean, we can.
Do you
just...
think we'll be able to get?
I'll be right back. Rosie needs to use the bathroom.
Okay.
I feel like we can make a strong case for us to be in this hunters guild now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna suggest that too. So, like, we killed this thing. Can we just skip the test and?
Did we win?
Yeah.
Right? Can we count this as our test?
And then like maybe we can with we can try to get something out of the materials.
How do we
Alright, I'm
like?
gonna pull off like 4, and I'm gonna put them in the bag of holding for us to use in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, can
And then that way we still have plenty of quote unquote material, but we have backup small grenades if we need them.
Yeah, like our own.
I just imagine everyone like talking in a circle, like talking about
Around a
ship.
dead thing.
This little hobbit, you can't even see me because I'm behind it. You just hear this quote from COD 4. And he just hears boom
The fuck?
in
Well-
a language that doesn't even exist. Say throwing a stun grenade.
Well, I would say after this battle, it has my curiosities of what other creatures they are to hunt here.
It's certainly interesting.
Maybe we could do it as a bit of a extracurricular activity. Of course, we will continue to look for your toe.
I think there's no reason for us not to, since, I mean, we're gonna have to trek quite a ways through here. We're gonna come across things. Might as well get credit for it in the meantime, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm curious on what what would I call them? Their craftsman is capable of.
Artificer?
All right, I'm back.
Artificer. Yes. I am curious on what he could make with the materials we gather from
You
these
can make
creatures.
all types of stuff.
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 Ah. All right.
Usually it incorporates some of the elements of the creature that you slayed. And then you could have him customize it to fit your specific capabilities and such.
Oh, never mind. As he's talking, I like grab a rock from like around the ground and I say, hot potato, and I like make it look like I pulled it from the creature and throw the rock at Dr. Thorpe.
Thorpe just sits there.
The rock just like,
What is-
lands at your feet.
With his hands on his back. Like, it's just like he just sees it like pretty much like I would think that like you tossed it in a way like it just hits my stomach real quick and then like just plops to the ground.
Yeah, I definitely messed up this
Got you.
encounter. The Basil Geese should have legendary actions and resistances.
Waddling
And
run away.
I forgot to max its HP
flailing
or double
arms.
it because of the amount of damage my party
And
can
I
do,
looked
so.
down at the rock and then I
Next
looked back
time,
at them.
it'll be
well,
definitely stronger.
Maybe, and I pull out my my regular saber. Maybe there's a possibility you could make me another special blade next to this one.
Perhaps.
Ooh,
Yes.
or something with some sort of magical quality.
Yeah. Sounds like
I pulled, Brady, just so you know, I pulled 4 scales off and I put them in my bag of holding.
Okay.
I've named them Basil Geese Boom Scale.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you put the 4 scales in there. And then make sure you mark that each of them weigh 100 pounds.
Do they?
Yes.
Don't put them all in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she already did, and it's fine.
Technically,
Oh, I
yeah.
think the capacity is really close. I didn't know what else is in there.
I think you've got 9 pounds left.
Nice.
Don't put anything else in there. Also, how did I throw that like a grenade then?
You have a really
20
good.
strength. Yep. 100 pounds. That's so much.
Plus, you're technically still raging. I think. I mean, it would have come down by now for sure.
Yeah.
But
If I don't hit something in 6 seconds, it goes away. So.
yeah.
Yeah, his big arm shrinks.
So Whitlock comes over. and starts essentially looking around, making sure nothing else is around. He spends his time looking through the trees, looking up the hill, looking in the sky. And after about 10 minutes of sort of just like scouting the area, making sure y'all are good, in the distance you can see what looks to be a ship that is floating in the air, getting closer and closer to you guys. Well, it's about time. There's our ride, y'all.
Intriguing. I pull out my my journal, start writing while looking at the giant boat.
So the giant boat is outfitted pretty much like a normal ship. It's got its sails. The only thing is that there are balloons, very large balloons on the top of it that essentially keep it floating in the air. And then there's these propellers. You can't exactly make out how they're working because it doesn't look like anyone's manning them or something like that, like continuously cranking them. But it starts to come closer and drop altitude. And as it gets to you guys on the hill, it flies right above you guys, and the bottom of the ship opens up. And then there's a bunch of ropes and chains that fall and dangle like probably 10 feet above the basil geese. And you could see somebody slide down the rope. And you're met with this dwarven fellow. Oi! Whitlock! You went yourself and bagged the basil geese! That's mighty fine of you! And who are these folk? I didn't know that you took on the team. And Whitlock
Can we come up with a
responds.
team name?
I think as people or as players you did, but in the session, the party has not named themselves anything officially.
What did we decide on? I don't remember.
It's like the Obsidian Order or something like that. Or at least that's what Kirsten came up with, I think.
I have no recollection of anything about that.
Sounds about right.
Hold on, I have it written down somewhere.
The Obsidian Order. To be feared by many.
But Whitlock scratches his head and goes, honestly, it wasn't even really me. I shot it twice, and then these folks all used their magic and their abilities to take it down pretty easily. He looks around at all of you all. Aye, and you're part of another encampment then?
Not necessarily. We're kind of new here.
Oh, so you don't belong to anybody in particular, so you don't mind us bringing it back to our encampment then? Because we can deliver it wherever you'd like to go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, we'll gladly take it. We've never backed a basil geese before.
I think we can get someone to make materials out of this, right?
Oh yeah, it might be a little crude the first time around, but we can definitely make that happen. Our artificer's been begging to get the basil geese.
Okay. Yeah.
And he starts looking at it. Oh, godly strike! Look at that! Right down the crest of its forehead. Who did that?
I'm over there like flexing a little bit.
Oh, the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
You pack mighty punch, little one.
Who's you calling little?
Aye. I'm still taller than you are.
Yeah.
And I've got more meat too. And he smacks his belly and you can see it like wobble.
He just starts laughing a little bit. Yeah. That was me and my trusty axe.
Well, you and your trusty axe and your friends here, I think you're going to make quite the team in our encampment. That is, if you're planning on joining the Hunters Association.
Yeah, there was a mention of that. There's a test.
Oh, yes, and I'd say you far past it taking a basil geese down, even if Whitlock was helping you. It is an A+ beast.
Okay. Well,
But we'll go ahead and load it up, and we'll take you all back to the encampment, and from there I'll get you to the guild leader, and they can discuss where they'll place you, and if there's anything else they'll have you do.
I look over to Whitlock. Wasn't there the other creature as well?
Yes. Almost forgot about that one, because, I mean, this is such a fine feat. Brogdan, up the hill a little bit, I've got a Naga Cougar that we bagged as well. Oh, very nice. A very good haul, that's for sure. We'll be sure to pick it up on the way. But if you want, and he tugs on a rope, and when he does, on the backside of the ship, you see a ladder start to, like a rope ladder, start to unfurl down, and it ends up hitting the ground and like rolling off another like 20 feet or so. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable up top. I'm going to secure this beast, and then we'll drag it back to the encampment with the Naga Cougar.
I scurry up that ladder.
Yeah. I go up as well.
He doesn't even
Beltran
use
and
the
just fly
footholds. He just grabs the rope and climbs it using just his arms, and he's on the side of it just going, yeah! Oh, I don't ever want to piss that fucker off.
Start climbing up the ladder as well.
You watch as he starts to tie and fasten the rope around different appendages of the basil geese, and he uses the really thick, heavy chains to essentially cross it at its midsection and its head, being the heaviest parts of the creature. It takes him about 5-10 minutes to actually get everything ready to roll before he rings a little bell. Ding, 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 ding. And the airship starts to gain altitude a bit and head up the hill to the Naga Cougar. And he ends up doing the same procedure to get that loaded up on the airship. And while that's happening, Whitlock is at the railing of the ship looking down. You all are something else, that's for sure. I think you're going to make mighty fine additions to this island should you choose to stay. And I don't think there's going to be much that'll stand in your way and get in your toe.
Well, cool.
Only thing to keep in mind is that the more of these creatures, like the basil geese here, that you take down, the more things are going to change around here. Taking out an apex predator like this is going to bring in more predators from around the various regions, because they're going to start encroaching on its territory. Not to mention the fact that if you disrupt it too much, the protectors might get involved.
And like the druids and whatnot?
Correct. There used to be an extra settlement at the base of the volcano many years back. And that group that Brogden was telling you about, how they go out and hunt basil geese for sport, they had killed one too many creatures of a certain rank. And let's just say that the protectors were not very fond of the fact that the volcanic region was starting to get overrun with creatures that had no business being there. And eventually, that village disappeared, utterly and totally destroyed overnight.
Well, thanks for the warning, but I don't think we'll be, over killing anything. So
So far, we've only killed things that have attacked us. So
And that may be, but they're just doing what's natural to them. Sometimes you got to get it to where they're just about to tuck tail and run, and then let them. But I think you all find your place in this on this island. It is dangerous, but in all honesty, I'd rather fight a Basilgeese toe to toe than come having to fight all you.
thanks for the compliment.
He pulls out that metal case and pulls out a cigar, and he offers you one again, Jim.
did I even finish my last one? Oh, we say that I still have the cigar in my mouth from?
Yeah, that'd be fine, in which case he doesn't, because he definitely spit his out.
I could use it.
By the end of this arc, Jim's gonna look like Duke Nukem.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Just need to get Jim some sunglasses. Some sunglasses and a tank.
Artificer can make you both of those. All right.
That's hilarious.
So the airship loads up the Nargacuga and the Basilgeese and starts to head towards the encampment. And that's essentially where we will be ending tonight's session. So we'll close off with any role play you guys want to do with Whitlock and Brogdon being nearby, and then random dwarves that are part of the crew that are just working and getting the airship where it needs to go. If there's anything you guys want to talk to them about.
Hey, random dwarf number 2, what's your wife's name and what's your backstory?
Oh, her name's Cecilia. I'm just joking. Cece's right here, so.
That's just the scumbag things my friends would do if I said something like that.
Well, it looks like this island's going to give us a run for our money.
The what is?
The island is going to
the
give
island,
us a run
Well,
for our
we
money,
haven't even gotten to what we came for.
right?
Yeah. So, who's gonna say? I already forget. Never mind.
You just keep using that spell.
Yeah, just keep doing that. Oh, I remember now. Brady. So polymorph and stuff. I doubt that this creature was within the realms of something I could polymorph into. Correct?
I believe you have to polymorph into a beast, so you are correct. Not to mention you do not meet the CR requirements.
Okay.
Polymorph and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Would you think that someone in this encampment would have a book on large beasts, perhaps?
Like a manual of monsters?
Yeah.
Something like that.
If they
Encyclopedia,
don't, then
manual.
what kind of hunters association
Would they be?
Hey, I'd be surprised, man. Like they're just going. They're
Right.
just going without any like real motivation.
I'm gonna get that T-Rex soon.
You better get T-Rex on Dinosaur Island. Maybe a
I don't
Spinosaurus.
know.
It's not even gonna be a T-Rex. It's gonna be a freaking what's that? Yeah, Argonath. That one.
And
You could probably turn into some of the chompies.
Yeah.
That thing.
Can we please have raptor mounts?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Raptor mounts?
might be able to use the Jaggy.
Yeah, I mean, because we lost lost our carriage. We need some sort of means of
Oh yeah, we don't have carriage. Or those two horses that where do those two horses end?
Yeah, we lost Arc 1.
Yeah.
Essentially, we kept them, so we
You
don't
guys
know
left
if we
them
sold
at
off
Port
or not.
Namont because
Yeah.
you guys were just boarding them.
Yeah.
And he was going to do it for about a week and a half.
Yeah, they're
and
gone.
then, yeah. I mean, it hasn't been a week and a half yet, so you can go back.
But it's
to claim
gonna
them
be.
Still, but
It's gonna be.
probably, yeah.
Man, hopefully a week hurries up and comes so I can summon again.
We'll see. So far, there's been 3 sessions on this one day.
Oh man, we're starting over.
Yeah, that's not that bad though.
The
This
day
day's
before
basically-
was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
You guys
doing
were
it
in,
again, you guys.
yeah, you guys were investigating, fuck, that port town.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Bleak
Yeah.
Bell.
Well, like it's
A
not like we
worm-
weren't
a worm
doing
place.
anything. We were doing a mission just because it all happened in one day.
Yeah,
Because it was all right
exactly.
there.
Yeah. There was no travel involved, so... Well, there was travel to get there, which ended up being 3 sessions, or
Also
3 days. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we'll go ahead and end the session there, and we'll pick up next week. Next week, you don't have your game on Wednesday, right? You said the
Let
next
me
one's on the
double-check.
8th.
September 11th is the next Wednesday game, I believe. Let me double check though.
Goddamn, September 11th.
That's on a Saturday, though.
Makes the my bad. Let me just a sec.
Yeah, I think I've drew a weekend that weekend
No,
though.
I don't have another Wednesday game for. We're all gonna be dead by then. I don't have another Wednesday game, so we're good.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that works. All right. So in
Oh,
that
perfect.
case, yeah, we'll be playing next Wednesday, normal time. I'm going to go end my stream real quick, and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. So that was a good session. The hold monster spell definitely is very strong, regardless of what they're fighting. So I need to remember that some of these creatures have legendary resistances, and I need to look up ways to make these fights a little more memorable, because I'm pretty sure they finished the Basil Geese, the CR 17 at level 11 in 2 turns, which yeah, that's not how that fight should have gone. It should have at least, I think usually a good fight lasts anywhere between 4 to 6 turns, like if it's a boss battle kind of thing in the Basil Geese. I wanted it to be a boss battle kind of thing, but I don't really get to run boss battles very often, so I kind of suck at them. Because we usually, once we get to the boss battle, I either overtune it and kill the party, or we just never get to it. So the next time they fight a Basil Geese, I'll have rules, because I've got a PDF that's about Monster Hunter, like in D&D. So I just need to read it. I haven't had time to read it because I've been busy. So hopefully I get a chance to read that, and the next time they fight something, it'll be even better. But thank you everyone for coming out. Hopefully you had a good time. And until then, we will see you next Wednesday. Peace.